Good morning, I'm Richard Rose. Welcome to Exit 1055 Long Island. It is your TV 1055 show about all things Long Island. In just a few moments, we'll show you a model of a smart energy home. It has features you may be using someday and which could save you as much as 50% on your home energy bill. But we begin with the historic achievement for Hofstra University, chosen to stage an unprecedented presidential debate for a third straight presidential election. TV 1055's Jennifer McLogan explains.
Hofstra University on Long Island stepped in when Wright State in Ohio bowed out, citing cost and safety concerns.
Everyone's really excited that Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are going to be coming here to this school.
My cousins and my family from Jersey are coming to see the debate, so I'm really excited.
Students and faculty here learned that because of Hofstra's unique experience in twice successfully hosting presidential debates during the 2008 and 2012 campaigns, the private university of 11,000 had agreed to be on standby if an alternate site was needed.
A big deal.
With all the traffic, too, there's going to be so many people here.
During the last week of September, the Sports and Exhibition Complex will be transformed into a stage for the ages, protecting the candidates and the public, a huge logistical task, with hundreds of extra law enforcement officers, federal, state, and local, on the clock.
I think it is worth the taxpayer money. Honestly, you can't have too much security.
Additional local security costs could exceed $700,000. Municipalities do not get reimbursed, though they expect windfall from restaurant and hotel bookings. Those living in Nassau's hub will remember being inconvenienced in the past when candidates faced off.
Maybe they should have the debate somewhere else. I think that, this is a very, very busy area, and it's just going to cause a lot of chaos.
16 schools across the country vied for the right to host a 2016 debate. Hofstra calls it an honor and a privilege.
To debate the issues in our backyard, what's better? They're both New Yorkers. Bring it on.
The commission has not announced moderators for the debate on September 26th. It will be 90 minutes long, begin at 9 p.m., uninterrupted by commercial breaks. From Hofstra University, Jennifer McLogan, TV 1055.
And joining us now to talk about this major milestone for Hofstra is the Vice President of University Relations. She's Melissa Connolly, and welcome to the show, and congratulations to your school.
Thank you. Thanks for having me today.
So what do you think this means for Hofstra and the larger community as well?
This is one of those experiences that students from 2008 and 2012 tell us they never forget. And some of them even come back. They're now television professionals and journalists and in politics themselves. So it becomes sort of the seminal moment in a student's college career, and that's what makes us so excited about it.
Yeah, and we're going to talk more about how the students are going to be involved, but I'm just curious, does this create any kind of economic benefit for the local community? Because you've had two of them now. Yeah. I know there's a lot of costs for you, and we'll talk about that as well, but it brings people in. Does it create any benefit for the local communities that surround Hofstra?
Well, the hotels are fully booked, restaurants are used, there's about 3,000 journalists that come in and all of the campaigns and the visitors. So yes, and it makes people aware of the region in a new way. It gets people talking about Long Island, and my colleague in suburban studies, Larry Levy, likes to talk about that the suburbs are sort of the cradle of the swing vote. So we get to tell that story too. Yeah,
so it's a critical geographic location for what is turning out to be a critical part of the vote. But now what about the cost to your institution? It's significant, right? How much will this cost?
Yeah, last time it cost us about $4.5 million. We think it'll probably cost a little bit more this time, but we're very fortunate to have three funders, three of our trustees who've already stepped up: Peter Calico, David Mack, and Lawrence Herbert.
Yeah, and they've kicked in quite a bit of money. I think I read, what was the amount that they're donating?
Well, I don't have the amount, but
going up.
They're covering a lot of the cost of the debate. Yeah.
Well, that is impressive when you can have alumni like that have succeeded, that come back and support the university. It says something about both folks, the supporters, the donors, and also the institution, because not everybody's prepared to do that. Now, what about the security? We see that this is going to have to be enormous, especially in the times that we're living in right now.
It's a great cooperation between Secret Service, local law enforcement, and all of the different protective details that come out for all of the VIPs, all of the other elected officials who come up. So it is a big effort, and Hofstra Public Safety gets involved as well. It's hundreds of people end up, if not thousands, the day of.
Your schedule has changed. I know what do you go through every day trying to prepare for this, the staff over there? What's like job one right now?
Well, what our president really thought was important was what we did the last two times, where we had a very comprehensive and integrated program that runs into the debate. How do we make this a worthwhile experience for every student? So it's not that they just see the trucks come in and the trucks leave. How can democracy, civic engagement touch every student. And
Well,
so
talk
we're
about that.
programming.
Elaborate on that, because this is, you're trying to make it more than a 1 or 2 or 3 day event,
Right.
you know, setting up the actual event and then leaving.
Right.
You're talking about weeks in advance there are going to be events going on. Talk about that.
Well, we have people like Eugene Robinson and Michael Eric Dyson, Michael Mann, David Axelrod, Bobby Jindal coming to campus. Every academic unit is coming up with programming to educate students about the issues. For example, engineering is going to be talking about the infrastructure crisis in the U.S. Political science is going to talk about NATO. The law school is talking about trade agreements to give students a real education before the debate comes to campus.
So the actual issues that you would expect the candidates to debate will be discussed in the relevance for what these students are studying?
Yeah, for about probably for 2 weeks out, we have 2 or 3 programs a day. We partner with AARP, the Concord Coalition on Fiscal Policy. And then how many students can we connect to the media and to the campaigns to get them sort of a very intensive 3 or 4 day internship experience.
And I know it means a lot for the students. They're so excited about it because, you know, hey, you're going to school and now you're the center of the universe, politically speaking anyway, and they're going to be heavily involved. You mentioned that to me before we came out here. What will you have the students do?
Well, several hundred students end up being runners for all of the media who come, as CNN, Fox, CBS. They end up working for the media. Some end up working for the campaigns. Some work with us on debate infrastructure, whether that's in the Media Filing Center or Spin Alley, or helping all the events that are happening on campus that day. So probably 500 or 600 students will be working very hard on debate day.
So you really get a hands-on experience here, and you get to see these folks close up and how the whole political process works or doesn't work in some people's mind. It also looks good on your resume too, doesn't it?
Yeah, people have come out and then gotten a full-time internship out of this experience, or they've sort of clarified what they want to do with their lives. Someone who's embedded with the Trump campaign now was my volunteer in 2008. He works for ABC News. Another person works for Fox News, and she arranged their primary debates. So, you know, it really becomes a pathway.
So we're going to get people knocking on our doors and be taking phone calls here.
Sure.
What about the moderators? Have you chosen them yet?
We don't know, and it's the Commission of Presidential Debates who chooses them.
Oh, you can sign me up if you like.
Okay. I'll put in your name. I'll put in a good word.
Well, we're very excited about it. You know, it's only weeks away, and you've got the new students coming in right now, and they're all talking about it, I would imagine.
Yeah, many of them volunteered for positions, and we're going to get them in where we can with mentors, older students, if they end up helping a network or a media organization. But yes, our plan is to get all students in.
So again, remind us when it is, what time the debate will occur, what's the date, just for folks who maybe just tuned in or just heard this?
It's Monday, September 26th. It's at 9 p.m. Eastern, and it's on all the networks.
Yeah, that's for sure. And, you know, everybody here is busy talking about it, and I know our staff is already preparing to be there, and we've got some people who are pretty excited about it as well. Melissa Connolly, Hofstra University, Vice President of University Relations there. Thank you for updating us on this historic event for Hofstra and really for Long Island as well.
Thanks for the opportunity.
And good luck.
Thank you.
And